Hello, Cambrianites. We are back with Being Cambrianite, a show by a Cambrianite, for Cambrianites, and about a Cambrianite. I must say, I'm very thankful to all of you for all the love that you have given to the show, Being Cambrianite. And I could get a sense of this love that I've met when I met quite a few of you in the last couple of years, especially during the alumni meet last year. And a lot of people have asked about it. And I'm really touched with the love and kind words that all of you have given for the show. So thank you very much. One of the common questions that everybody has asked, why it has taken us so long to be back with the show, with another fresh episode. True story. So the last episode that I had recorded, we made a big goof up and the files got corrupted. So, and I did not have the courage to go back to the Cambrianite that I had recorded that show with. So that's the true story why we've not been able to do the show for this long now. My request would be, now that we are starting it again, I will try and we will ensure that we will try and be regular. I can't promise how many Cambrianites we can bring here on a regular basis, but we will try our best. My request is please keep watching the show. Please keep subscribing to our official YouTube channel for Cambrianites, where you also see this, the episode. Plus, we also try and put some stuff in the last 1 year. We've put some stuff about the alumni meet, class of 96 celebrated their 25th year reunion. Same for class of 95 and 97. And a few other things that we had done in the last couple of years. So we will keep adding content which is relevant to all the Cambrianites. However, we would request you to please giving your love by subscribing it, sharing your comments. What do you feel about the show or anything else that we put on the YouTube channel? Importantly, please keep sharing it with your fellow Cambrianites and try and help us reach out to as many as possible.
It was in the late 40s, somewhere around 1948, 49, that the royal family of the Ranas. The first battle, the battle between the Gurkhas and the British was fought very much in Dehradun. When I joined school, I was just about 5 years old, with me and my elder brother Deepak, who was then in class 2, and our class teachers behind me. And then, of course, we have Mrs. Manwaring standing right behind me. She was the founder principal, and our parents onto the sides. When I joined school, those days, the school was divided. That is, all the students were divided into 4 houses. Now they perhaps didn't know how to name the houses, so they called them North, South, East, and West. There's a time that they decided to rename the houses as Joda, Dudre, Edwards, Manwaring, and Shashi. That's how it is. So now you have 5 houses in school.
Yes. So we have another surprise for you. This we have never done in the past, but we are bringing another guest to the show, and this is all about the friendship that you made at Cambrian Hall. There is sunshine above the dark clouds. Rise above them, and you will see the silver lining always. And who would know better than our second Cambrianite guest on the show today? With a mastery of breezing through storms and tempests in the skies, please welcome Air Marshal Ravi Kant Sharma, ex-Vice Chief of Air Staff, PVSM, AVSM, and VM. Air Marshal Sharma has also served a tenure at the Embassy of India, Thailand as a defense attaché. An NDA alumni, a fighter pilot by DNA, and lovingly called Dicey by his friends. During his distinguished career, the Air Marshal commanded a combat squadron of the IAF, the Air Force Test Pilot School, prototype squadron of aircraft and systems testing establishment, and a major Air Force base. He retired 6 years back on 31st May 2015. Absolutely thrilled to have you on the show, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting my invitations. And it is just a privilege to have 2 stalwarts Cambrianites on show together.
Thank you, Sachin. Firstly, very kind of you, to have invited me to speak. And what a pleasure to meet Shakti. My brother in arms. I will not just say a good friend. He is a sort of brother in arms, and I'm really privileged and honored to be on this show, being Cambrianite, and especially so when you've got Shakti out there.
Hi Ravi, hi, how are you?
Thank you.
Long time, long time.
Good man, how are you?
Yeah, long
Yeah,
time.
long time. Unfortunately,
Sachin,
we have to meet each other on this.
yeah, Sachin, when he was in Thailand as the air attaché, I was in Myanmar at the same time, and I used to make a number of visits to Bangkok, for on an official kind of a tour, and I used to always meet up with him. That's what Ravi is to me, and he's always been a good friend right from our NDA days, right from our school days rather, to the NDA, and then after that, uh, while we were in service. So it's a pleasure having Ravi here. And it's good, yeah, it's a big surprise. Sachin is full of surprises. First it was in the beach hell, now it's Ravi Kant Sharma.
Yes. Yeah, good.
So I'll take you back to your senior school in Cambrian Hall, and we did a bit of our research, and our research shows that usually there used to be a tradition that the school, the class would have a group picture clicked during the last year, and I've been told, my research says that your batch was deprived of that tradition. So can you tell us the bit about the mystery behind it, sir? Either of you can go.
चलिए रवि बोलेगा रवि.
No, Shakti, you give give all the secrets of.
नहीं भैया.
We can come.
ये आप ही बोलो यार. अच्छा रहेगा.
To the extent that I know, I think a borders. Shakti was a border through and through. All his 11 years in school, and not only were these very popular sort of students. They were good in whatever they did, whether it was studies, mostly sports. But the main thing is that the borders at that time were very, very good. They were very popular. They looked after youngsters. Somebody like me who joined school from an all boys school, how they made me comfortable. They were really good. So an odd mischief here and there is okay. Look, these guys didn't do anything, major. On a non-exeat day, that is, you don't go out. That's how I remember it. And if they just sort of, skipped school to go and eat some golgappas or some ice cream outside, it wasn't a really big deal. One could have just sort of counseled them and be done with it. But I think whatever management there was at that time really took them to task. And so children are always scared, what will happen next, etc. So these guys took off, and they took off from the school, a few of them, and they went and stayed in the house of a classmate of ours. I think it's very kind today when I look back for the classmate to have hosted them in their house. I thought that was very courageous. That is very courageous. That said and done, it was in it wasn't very long before the cat came out of the bag. Look, these guys are holed up out there. So, it's that, you remember that old proverbial story, come back home, all is forgiven, and that sort of thing. So these guys came back home. But I do know one thing, that insofar as popularity goes, the popularity of guys like Shakti, the leader of, the 10 aircraft strike, as we call in the Air Force, the popularity just soared high. He's a big man. Thereafter, I think these guys are okay. That was good fun times. It was really good fun times. Shakti, you can add the masala bit. What did you do?
Tell me, Sachin. Tell me one thing. Can a guy take a spoon deliberately when he's got the terror standing behind him just 2 feet away, yeah? And the terror was no one else but Mr. Mohinder Singh. So that's what happened actually. I was just pretty fiddling around with a tablespoon during lunch, and this guy was right behind me,
Yeah, that is.
and it just snapped. And but that's how it started, yeah. He gave me such a bloody whack. My bloody face almost bloody went into my plate. Yeah. That part no one has seen. That part no one has heard actually. And it was on the back of my head. I could have gone very blind, But nothing like that happened, thankfully. And all the principal said was, pack your bags and get out. This is just about 2 weeks before our final exams.
Okay.
Final board exams. So when I went out, along with me came 5 other guys, Damodar, Bobby, and there were 3, 4 more guys who came along with me, and we put up in a friend's sort of rented kind of apartment in town, and from there we used to come every day to give our exams. Our exam center was at RIMC. RIMC is the Rashtriya Indian Military College. That used to be our exam center. So we came out there, but I always forgotten nowadays. So when I meet Mr. Mohinder Singh, I have a drink with him, alumni dinner jo hota hai. It's okay,
Okay.
Kya kare? No, that was how
Yes.
that was how we broke off, from school. So there's no question of a send off. There was no question of a group photograph. That's one thing that's lacking for 1970 batch.
Okay.
But kya kare, just can't help it.
Okay. So I'll go a bit further, and while speaking to your friends, I also got to understand that in the NDA as well, you guys created kind of an history where you had 5, 6 of Cambridgeites at the same time. Tell us a bit about your friendship during the NDA days and all the Cambridgeites that you were there around the same time.
Whom are you posting
Sir,
this
either of
question
you
to?
can take because it's a common question.
Okay, Sachin, look, my stay in school, like I was a day scholar and, one of those shy types. And I dare say that, all our boarders, really like people like Damodar, Shakti and all, they really made me feel comfortable. We became very good friends. Now comes the next scene that, what do you do after you finish school? We wanted to become doctors because we were all very fond of biology class. Somebody wanted to, become an engineer or whatever. I wanted to fly, and so there was no choice. We didn't have enough money to do civil license, etc. at home. I joined NDA. And look, at that time in NDA, when we were there, if I, read out the names to you, Ashwini, Harinder Chahal, there's 2 guys who are a year senior to us. Harry Chahal, Harry's younger brother, Inderbir Chahal, Shakti, with a lump in my throat, Bobby, no more now, Bobby saying, Jai Kumar Kartha, who sort of died in an air crash when he was just about 20 years old, Kishalia Majumdar, and then came Amit Sharma's younger brother, Ashwini Sharma's younger brother, Amit Sharma. And of course, I was there. And alongside, 3 years later, Joshi, and Joshi was to join Army, AFMC, etc. So, we were what? 9 of us in NDA at the same time in those 3 years. And, it was a group. It meant a lot to us. 9 of us where, seniors, juniors, we'd look after each other, and, sort of weekends we'd spend with each other. Go for the NDA movies or go to the cafeteria, here and there and spend the weekend. So it was great. I don't think it has ever happened after that. No doubt, a lot of Cambridgeites have joined the Army, Navy, Air Force after that. But at a given time, so many people together in the National Defence Academy was very historical. There's no doubt about it. So there was a great times. There was great bonding. And it is not that we were from the same school. It was the school itself. It was Cambrian Hall, Dehradun. It made a name for itself. Normally you would hear St. Joseph and RIMC was always there. People like Woodstock or something here, and there was snapping of people. But from Cambrian Hall, so the large body of cadets simultaneously, I think it made news. And I think we owe it to Cambrian Hall, and probably, I'll say it is historical.
Ravi, you've forgotten one name. You've forgotten the name of Rajendra Gerola.
Oh yeah, sorry. Gary was there. My fault. Look,
Yeah,
Gary was
Gary
also there.
was,
Yeah, he joined. Spot. Yeah, Lima
Gary
Scott
was,
Gary. Yeah, correct.
yeah, Gary was
Yes,
71
Gary
batch,
also.
and he
Yeah,
joined
71
CLI.
batch. Yeah,
By the way, Sachin,
yeah,
even
yeah.
I
He
was an Air
joined
Force
CKLI.
cadet. Even I was an Air Force cadet when I joined the NDA.
Okay.
And in my
Right.
fourth term means 2 years, 2 years after spending 2 years. NDA has got 6 terms, you got to do 3 years there.
Yeah.
So 6 terms means 6 months ka ek term hota hai. So you do 6 terms there. So from your first term to your sixth term. So in my fourth term, I changed over to the army because I didn't want to serve with guys like Ravi. Yaar.
Ah, and Shakti, for the record, this is amazing. I didn't know this part. I was an army cadet when I joined NDA. That is because my father's, Rajaref, they wanted me out there, and he wanted me to join, parental claim or whatever you call it, etc. And I used to always say, look, I want to fly. He says, no, you have to join the army. I joined the army. In my choices of service, I had to put army. And I joined NDA as an army cadet. And in fourth term, when you have to, change services, George Perambil, if you remember, who was in Golf Squadron, he was, yeah, he was an Air Force cadet. So the squadron commander called us and he said, okay, you can switch services provided there is, a letter from your house, and then you have to do one-to-one. So, well, it's not such a well-known fact, but I did get a letter from my house ostensibly. I forged my dad's signatures and gave it to the squadron commander, who was an Air Force squadron leader, Izzat, that was his name, a good old man. And I could change. So, like you, I didn't want to be a foot trudging infantryman, a good man like you, walking in the hills. I wanted to fly, so I changed service at that time.
This is very interesting.
To
Very
Air
interesting,
Force
sir.
from now.
That's destiny,
Yeah.
That's destiny. You can't really
Yes,
beat destiny.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
My friends
Yeah,
wanted me to go to the
absolutely.
Air
You can't.
Force, and that's why I filled Air Force as my choice. And midway, I don't know what made me change. I think some guy wanted my vacancy, some army cadet wanted my vacancy, and I was convinced by my DSs are instructors, to change over to the army, and
Yeah.
that's why I switched over to the army, and that's why I'm sitting here in front of you, yaar. मैं अगर Air Force में होता पता नहीं क्या होता.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
one doesn't know.
A good man, you would have still been sitting there.
I would have had someone like
Yes, yes.
someone like Ravi as my boss in the Air Force. Huh?
Okay.
Anyway,
Shakti sir,
Good.
we want to go towards the your current relationship with Cambrian Hall. I understand, sir, you are part of the board of governors in the school. So tell us your current association with the school, and you're actively involved. We understand. So tell us a bit about your current association, sir.
see, I was invited by Rani Saiba in 2016. I remember, to join the board as a member of the alumni, and because they wanted to have a person from the alumni group also on the board, and I was otherwise initially a part of CHA. CHA is that
Yeah.
Cambrian Hall Alumni Association.
Yeah.
So I delinked myself from CHA, and I accepted the responsibility of the board of governors of Cambrian Hall, and I've been on the board since 2016. And so every year we have about 3 to 4 board meetings. Presently, after the Rani passed away, her son Krishna Shamsher Jang Bahadur Rana is the president of the board of governors. He is he's got one more permanent member. There are 3 permanent members
Mm-hmm.
who are usually part of the family, that is of the main family. And then there are usually 2 ex officio members, of which one ex officio is the principal, who acts as the secretary of the board, and the other ex officio is the GOC, that is the general commanding the sub area in Dehradun. And then after that we have 7 more members. So you have roughly about nine odd members on the board. So I am one of them,
Okay.
and it's been a very learning experience because earlier on, when when you're a student, you look at school a little differently,
Yes.
and now when you get onto the governing board, you look at it a little differently.
Yeah.
You are very much a part of the decision making body,
Yes.
And there are some very important and crucial decisions that are taken by this board of governors. We have taken some, apart from things like salary increase and extension in service and things like that, we have taken some important decisions like having uh, day school, what day boarders. I don't know what they call it. I think they call it day boarders or something. Day boarding. We took a decision in 2019 or rather 2020 to have this day boarding, to starting off the day boarding, because the boarding right now is closed. There's nothing there. You got this huge green, yellow colored palace, and it's all empty. It's like it's damn frightening to go inside also right now. It's totally khali. So we said, why not utilize this facility that's available? So we decided to start a day boarding, and I think the letter or the proposal has gone out to all the parents. And last year we couldn't do it because of COVID, but this year we're hoping to start. So let's see. This is one important decision we took, and there are various other decisions that we keep taking. Like I told you, we increased the number of houses from 4 to 5. We made a fifth house also, and we named it after Shashi. Sort of, we can say, donated his house to Mr. Dudre. So we said we felt it right to give him also a house. So we had another fifth house added, and we named it Shashi. So once again, you have Jodha, Dudre, Edwards, Manwaring, and Shashi. So now we have 5 houses in the school. So these are those kind of decisions that you take, and I'm generally in touch with the admin of the CHA group, of the alumni group, Shabnam. So we keep exchanging notes about what to propose, what to sort of this thing. So it's been a very good learning experience to be on the board, and we passed the annual budget. Right now it's budget time, So we passed that. We see the areas where some money is required, like renovating the basketball court and things like that. What I must also say is that the alumni group has done a great amount of service to the school. They have apart from giving scholarships to students, to deserving students, they have sort of I wouldn't call it donated, but they have done up a beautiful lecture hall, so to say, in Jodha block, which is now absolutely fit to take on good speakers and good guest lectures, lecturers. That's one thing good that the alumni has done. But I would urge them to do some more, because there are some good alumni people like you guys here. You are sitting in the UK right now. We have a couple of guys in the States who are doing pretty well for themselves. You guys can do a lot for the school, and unless you guys come forward, it's damn difficult to take the school forward. Because there are n number of things that you can do for the school. Despite the campus being small and a little tight, you can do a lot. You can do a lot. There's no doubt about it. You can't have things like a swimming pool and all, but you can certainly have things like a tennis court. They've got a practice pitch for cricket now in school also. So things like that. The alumni can do a lot, and they're doing a lot. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I think I couldn't agree more with regard to the alumni part. Alumni cannot be it is a very integral part of what the school stands for, even at any point of time. Even if you look at any institution in the world, right? Alumni does play a very, very important role.